As everybody starts to jump on, I'm going to do some adjustments. Here we go. You'll see that I have been I've been seeing a little hair silvers in my hair. So I thought that I would play around with some silver highlights. So let's see how this goes. I'm not sure I'm digging how it looks. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. So it's good to see everybody. How's everybody doing? As we go ahead, and I'm just kind of working on this angle here. As we go ahead, I'm totally not digging the silver in my hair. But hi, everyone. It's Kim Tremmel. So as everybody starts jumping on, or if you see this later, I know many people are starting to work on, that is really, it's annoying me. Let's see. Yep, I'm not sure I'm going to keep that. So anyhow, yep, that's a little stark. I think it'll look better later. But as people start going on, good morning, grab your coffee. As I mentioned, during this time, I have been experimenting with doing my own highlights. This one didn't turn out so good, but anyhow, I decided, I saw some grays coming in, and I decided to try and practice with some silver highlights. Not sure I'm digging it, but anyhow, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome, everybody. So as everybody jumps on, not sure, I thought I'd brighten the screen when I did that. Good morning, good morning. So, you know, I've been reflecting on, let's see, March, April, May, going into June. And I was just looking at things as far as, you know, this COVID, this current experience we find ourselves in. I don't know about you, but the first 2 weeks, I was in absolute denial. Absolute denial. Oh, this is America. This will never happen. Good morning, Bill. This is America. This will never happen. And even if someone had told me it would happen, I wouldn't have believed it. So first 2 weeks, probably denial. We'll be through this soon. Then we went into, that was what, March? And then we went into April. April is like, oh my gosh, you know, okay, this is our new normal for now. But I'm not certain I had the right attitude to go along with it. I noticed that I was a little bit, you know, maybe not as patient, let's call that, right? So I had found that, you know, that was in March, April, I was just kind of adjusting. You know, what do we do? How do I adjust from working from home? Because I teach real estate. I do some public speaking on encouragement and things of that nature. And I help people, my client members, with risk management. But I was like, how do I do this from home? Well, I had to learn some things. What did I learn? I learned how to use Zoom. I learned how to, you know, get really extremely effective at my note taking. And then effective with whatever time that I had when I was working with someone. But then through time, say that was April, so now we're into May. Good morning, hey, good morning, Bill, how are you? So, and then I got the opportunity and the blessing to work with people, you know, in other cities, in other countries, in other states. So I've got friends in Hawaii. Hey, Patricia, good morning. Or Patrick, my apologies. That's me without glasses, right? So again, this little thing here is an experiment with some gray highlights, which I don't think it worked out so well. But it was either that or cut my own hair off. I hadn't decided, so I thought the highlights were a better choice. So it washes out. But anyhow, so what are the things that I've been learning about COVID, you know, through COVID, about me, you know, and not only me, but how I interact with others and what value proposition I possibly bring. And then what can I look at as far as making myself better so whatever interaction I have with someone is better. So as I said, first couple weeks, probably total denial. This is not happening. That was March. April, I mean, we had to work really hard on staying positive. And so positive post, just because sometimes you may not notice this, or you may not know this, sometimes I was actually speaking to myself. There were days, and if you've ever seen the movie Groundhog Day, the same day just repeats over and over again. Fortunately, I was able to work. I'm able to work from home, which is a total blessing. I am so thrilled, and I am glad to say real estate is still happening. There are still people in pre-license class. I'm still teaching continuing education. Just I have a different backdrop. My backdrop is this back wall. So taking the opportunity to learn new things, taking the opportunity to, see how can I better add value to people's lives. So most of my posts, most of my interactions are on the things I love most. Health, my opinion, my belief, my faith belief. And then also making certain that people are treated fairly, because that comes from my professional standards background. And then my speaking background. So I put together a little list that I thought, actually it came to me about 4 o'clock this morning. And these are the things that I've learned from COVID. So I took I'm big on acronyms because of being in real estate when I teach it. Then I had to, make it, well, not just me. I can't say that the acronyms came from me because that would not be true. But whatever acronyms, it actually made it better and easier for me to be able to speak about things. So it's easier to remember, so I use it for my students. But this is what I did. I took the word COVID, COVID, and I use a small c, and the first C, creativity. What has COVID taught me? So we know that whenever there's a dark cloud, that there's a ray of hope somewhere in there. Now, sometimes it is a typhoon, right? Sometimes it is like the worst storm. If you've ever been in a tornado, you know what I'm talking about. You have to look for the silver linings. So what's the creativity piece? Creativity. This allowed me the space to slow down, to speed up. I actually was able to start working on honing my skills, different skill sets, but creativity. I also, good morning, Peggy. So the first C that I learned from COVID, small c, COVID, an acronym. Why? Because when I teach, I use acronyms, and acronyms are a wonderful way to remember things. So I often find that we have to reshift our thinking. So that said, creativity. I looked for ways to become more creative, to add more value, to work on myself. Through this total stillness time, I had to also work on my optimism. I call myself an optimist. I'm optimistic by choice, right? Because if I'm not optimistic, if you've ever seen Eeyore, anybody ever watch Winnie the Pooh? What is Winnie the Pooh? What does Eeyore do in Winnie the Pooh? Oh, things are terrible. Oh, things are horrible. This is never gonna be okay. You have an Eeyore choice or a Tigger. I have to be careful not to be Tigger because sometimes I get like this, right? But you have a choice between Eeyore, or you have a choice between being Tigger or Winnie the Pooh every day. So what does that mean? If you're gonna wake up, oh, it's horrible. Oh, this is terrible. Granted, where we are is not where anybody anticipated being. If you had ever told me that this would happen, ever, I wouldn't have believed you. I'm a baby boomer. As a baby boomer, we were a child of the 80s. Life was great. I often talk about that in pre-license class. But basically, optimism. So that's the O. So C is creativity. O is optimism. V is visualization. What's that? So visualization. You have to visualize, what do you want to be like when this is over? What do you want to be like when this is over? Visualize it. I actually retooled my vision board. What do you want it to be like when this is over? I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Sorry about that. So anyways, what is your goal? Your goal is to get to a certain point, visualization. And then introspection. What's introspection? Looking in. When we look at ourselves, sometimes it's not so pleasant what we see. In all this stillness, I actually was able to find some things that I wanted to tweak and or totally eliminate. In a personal level, I find that my go-to is work. When things are weird, I just work. That's me. But sometimes it doesn't work so well for your personal relationships. So I got an opportunity due to COVID, because I was forced to stop for a while, to stand still and introspect. Take a look at myself. What works, what serves me, what doesn't serve me. If something doesn't serve me, then I have to look at evaluating, is this something I want to keep or is this something I want to get rid of? When I know when I was in the association world, it was always, had to always, keep things going. When I was doing transactions, now I do all my business and real estate by referral, keep things going. When it was when I teach real estate, gotta get there. Now I have a commute from my dining room to my kitchen, or my kitchen to my dining room. Very nice commute, I might add. But the introspective piece, kind of taking a look at yourself. We got to the place where we got to a still place. So now it's just, what is it that I could look at, kind of like sit it on a platter, look at it, say, does this fit me? Is it working? And if it's not working, what can I do to retool this? And a lot of that requires humility, to have the ability to not know it all. Because I've always been a subject matter expert, so I know a lot about a lot. But sometimes I have to be okay with being told that, hey, you know what? There's another way to look at this. And maybe listen to the other person's side. Not to say, in business, that's great. Personal relationships, since I know a lot. So I have to be careful. Sometimes you know too much. So creativity, that's the first C that COVID taught me. Optimism. Oh, good morning, Judy. Creativity, optimism, visualization, introspection, and dedication and direction for your goal. So those are the things that COVID has taught me. COVID. I took the first letter of each word and I used small c intentionally. C, creativity. O, optimism. V, visualization. I, introspection. D, dedication or direction. What's your goal? Gary Keller wrote this wonderful book once. It's called The One Thing. What is the one thing that you can do today that's going to get you to the goal that you're trying to get to? What's the one thing? Focus on that one thing and do that next thing. If you ever feel challenged or overwhelmed, that's okay. Just take a break and kind of, see what could you do to, am I sleeping enough? Did I get enough rest? Am I drinking my water? And interestingly enough, I used to enjoy wine. And actually currently I'm not drinking it right now because it messes with my weight loss efforts. But anyways, I used to enjoy wine, but guess what wine does for me now? It messes up my sleep. It wakes me up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It makes my hunger signals turn on and I want to eat everything not tied down. So I actually, in the beginning of this COVID situation, I was eating anything. Good morning, Cindy. And I was learning that there was something called bored eating. I don't know, you might remember that I posted that. So that would be dedication, direction, and I'd almost say there's a third one, discipline. Discipline. Basically, we have to discipline is the ability to give ourselves a command and follow through. To give ourselves a command and follow through, even though the feeling is past. That's discipline. Discipline is the ability to give ourselves a command and follow through, even when the feeling is past. So these are the things, these are my lessons from COVID. C, creativity, small c. O, optimism. V, visualization. Where do you want to be after this is over? How do you want your life to look? Are you on track? And if you're not, no big deal. Draw a line in the sand. Feel free to pick up and start all over again. Visualization. Again, where do you want to be? Introspection. Take a look inside and see exactly, what do I have? What do I need to unpack? And for those of you who missed the story, this is like a practice of seeing what life would look like. Gray. I found some gray hairspray, but that's not relevant right now. So anyways, COVID, creativity, be creative. Oh, optimism, be optimistic. It's a choice. Every day we have the ability to choose what we want to get put on in the morning, like our clothes. You choose what we want to wear. Now, many people have been wearing loungewear lately, but you have a choice. Choose optimism. Why be an Eeyore? Oh, things are horrible. Yeah, things are pretty unusual. I was telling my daughter today, one of my daughters, this is like a God-sized mess, my personal opinion. There are so many layers to what we're going through. But that is just, we can't fix it. We can't fix it. We can have a voice in it, but we can't fix it. But we can fix here. We can fix the optimism. I call it static. John Maxwell calls it the resistance, right? The thoughts that we have in our head, they're like, oh, you can't do this, you can't make a difference, you can't do this. Yeah, you can. Basically, choose optimism. Visualization, I already said that. That is, what do you want to be? How do you want life to look when you get out of this situation? And eventually, we will get out of this. I don't know what we'll look like, what it'll look like, but there'll be a new normal, and we will adjust, because that's what we do. We adjust. Introspection, look at yourself, look inside. I journal. I started this a long time ago. I journal. Sometimes I forget, quite honestly. But if you choose the gratitude channel and you're like, what am I thankful for? What am I thankful for? It forces you to turn around whatever's going on in your head. What am I thankful for? So that's introspection. You can journal with that as well. And then dedication, direction, decision, discipline. What is your direction? Are you on track? If you're not on track, not a problem. Draw a line in the sand. Make sure you have I'm a notebook queen. I got notebooks on everything. I got notebook for one class, notebook for another class. Not only do I teach, but I'm an eternal learner. Because if I didn't learn, there'd be no way I could add value when I'm talking to you or talking to a class. So anyhow, that's what I've learned from COVID. COVID. Creativity, optimism, visualization, introspection, dedication, direction, and discipline. So thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit. Appreciate you all. You all are awesome. Try to remember, stay up, stay positive. And when you don't feel like you can do it, what is it? There's a poem, don't quit. Basically just keep going. Don't give up. So you've got this. Thank you for listening. I'm going to sign off for now, and I'd say that I look forward to connecting with everyone in the future. In the near future. Have a great day. Thank you so much, and be well. Stay well. Take care of yourselves and the ones you love, and be kind to each other. All right, so have a great day. I'm going to sign off. Have a great one. Bye-bye.